Hey nerd family, how's everyone doing? So guys, in the next few videos we're going to be covering the subscription-based music services. Today we're going to be covering iHeartRadio All Access, which is powered by Napster. So let's go ahead and dive in. iHeartRadio All Access is available across many different platforms here, and we're going to be covering as many of them as possible. Now, the iHeartRadio All Access does cost $9.99 a month if you sign up on the web or through Android. If you do sign up through Apple, they do charge you $12.99. So try to make sure you subscribe through the internet if you want to save a little bit of money there. Now, iHeartRadio, of course, if you're not familiar with it, does give you the ability to listen to any radio stations no matter where you are. So if you have a favorite radio station and you move and you still want to tap into that radio station, you can always pull it up through the iHeartRadio app, and that's free of charge. Now, the iHeartRadio All Access gives you a lot more music and things at your fingertips. You can download those songs to your phone, listen to them offline, things like that. So it has a little extra perks added in there. So we're testing it out here for a little bit and trying it on all the different platforms and seeing how we like it. So please make sure to stay tuned and we'll show you how it works. Okay guys, so I know this may not be the best representation, but this is going to be the iHeartRadio app on Android TV, or more specifically on the NVIDIA Shield TV device. So we're going to load up the iHeartRadio application here. Okay, so on the main menu here, up in the top left, you have one of the last stations you were listening to there. Mine says Britney Spears Radio. I was doing a test to see if I could find some of her older stuff. And then you have the row here that says For You. So based on your listening habits, it's going to try to give you some stuff here. So it's got the Beat Radio, iHeart Music Festival, One Republic, and a bunch of other things here that's suggested for me. You can go down to the next category here and you can do My Music. So it's got some of my playlists here. So the 90s hits, the Essential Dance featuring the Chainsmokers, and then my playlist that I created. Then you go down again, you got My Stations. So all the different stations that I've told it that I've liked here, it's got those different stations here. And then the bottom row is some of the settings, so you can set your location if you want explicit content on or off, autoplay, you can manage the account, things like that. And then of course all the way back up at the top, here you have your search feature where you can use voice or you can type it in. So we're going to go ahead and search for something. Linkin Park. So then of course it finds Linkin Park. You can just go ahead and play right to the music there. You can go to different artists. So it's got a couple other things where Linkin Park's featured. You can do by song. Or of course you can go to playlists. There's a Linkin Park playlist and some other playlists as well. Now I'm not going to play the actual song for copyright, but if we went ahead and clicked on this song here, it says it's going to create the radio station and it's going to play it right away there for you. You can of course, while it's playing, you can go to the next song. You can go ahead and add that station to your list. You can of course thumbs up or thumbs down as well. Now if you click down while you're listening to music, now this might be different on some controllers. I'm using a Logitech Harmony remote here, so I just press down. Now it's gonna be listening. It was also listening for more things from me, but then you can also go down, you can look at other playlists. I'm going to go back. If we go back to what we were listening to up top here and press down again, it's going to bring us right back to our For You and our music and stuff. It's a little bit more of a dumbed down version than on the actual Android for the phones and tablets, but it does everything it would need to do. If you just wanted to be able to pull up and listen to your playlists and things like that while you're on your Android TV device. Let's say you're cleaning your house or working out or anything like that, and you just want to be able to pull it up. I mean, it serves that purpose. Okay, guys. Well, that's how the iHeartRadio All Access is going to function on the Android TV on the NVIDIA Shield. Alright, guys. So this is where I'm going to show you how the iHeartRadio All Access app works on the Android platform here. So you have a couple different things. Across the top there, you have the settings. You have, of course, where it tells you it's iHeartRadio All Access. Underneath that, you have recently played. I'm going to go ahead and scroll my my video over here so you can see what's on the other side. You have the little search icon and the cast icon there. So if you wanted to cast it to a device or search for a certain artist, band, anything like that. So you have your recently played, so you can scroll through that. That's going to be some of the stations or artists or anything that you've recently played there. So you can scroll through and see what you've played. Underneath that, you're going to have based on your genres. So when you first set up the app, it tells you to pick some of your favorite genres, and of course, as you listen to stuff, it learns what you like. So based on those different genres you listen to, it's going to try to suggest some radio stations to you. Now, some of them will be actual radio stations. So in my case here, 106.1 KISS FM for Dallas-Fort Worth is coming up, but it will also tell you some of the different radio stations that are based on like bands. So like One Republic Radio, which features of course One Republic, Imagine Dragons, Coldplay, and some other stuff. So it's going to go ahead and just give you a lot of suggestions based on what you're listening to there. So you get a lot of different suggestions. Then of course, underneath that is going to be the song that you were just listening to. You can click play to continue listening to it. You can hit the thumbs down or thumbs up button, which is going to teach it what kinds of things you like listening to help give you suggestions going forward. Underneath that, you're going to have the bar where you're going to be clicking through things for the most part. So For You is what we're currently on, where it's got all the stuff for you, where it's suggesting you stuff. The next one there we're going to click on is Your Library. So Your Library, up at the top there, is going to have songs, albums, and artists. So you can filter through different things there. You have your saved stations. So you can save stations as you listen to them. So I have Lady Gaga Radio, Stone Sour. We'll go ahead and click See All Saved Stations, and it's going to show us all the other ones we've saved. Imagine Dragons, Ed Sheeran. I got Kiss 95.7, all the hits from Hartford, as I used to live in Connecticut, so I wanted to add that radio station there. You got Your Favorite Radio, and you just got all the other ones that you've added. I've added a lot of them in here, so I'm not going to go through every single one of them, but it does have all your different stations you've added. Now, if we go ahead and click back, underneath the saved stations, you have your playlists. So those playlists there, you can add ones that have already been previously created, or of course you can create your own. I've added 2 previously created stations, one of them being 90s Hits, which has 49 songs, another one being Essential Dance featuring the Chainsmokers, has 40 songs, and then I've went through and I've created my own playlist, which only has 7 songs in it currently. We'll start by clicking the 90s Hits so you can see that. When you go into it, it tells you how many songs are in it, how long it would continuously play for. You can, of course, shuffle those songs. You can click the little offline button there, which what it's going to do is download those to your device, so that way you can listen to them without an internet connection. And you can see all those different songs there. Now, of course, if you found a certain song, let's say you wanted to click on California Love here, you click the little 3 dots. You can add it to another playlist. You can go to that artist. You can go to that album, or of course you can remove it from the current playlist. We don't want to do any of those currently, so we're going to go ahead and click back again. And then we'll click on the playlist that I created, which is my playlist. You can of course change the name of it. I just chose to keep it stock there. I've only got the 7 songs, so it would play for 24 minutes. Same options as all the other one had there, just to show you your created playlist. Over here you do have the 3 buttons. You can edit that playlist, you can add to another playlist, so a lot of different options you have there. We're going to go ahead and click back again. Now, I don't have any other playlists, otherwise if you click to see all playlists, it would show you all of them. You can, of course, create a new playlist with the Create New Playlist button there. You would name that playlist, and then, of course, you could start adding some music to it as soon as you found some songs you liked in that playlist. Then down at the bottom again, we're going to click on the next tab, which says Radio. So that radio is going to give you your local stations. So you're going to allow the device to find your location, and it's going to suggest to you all the local stations that are in your area there. It doesn't matter by genre, just all the local radio stations. So if we were to click into one of them,
Oh, summer.
it would start playing the music from that radio station. Now, just to make sure I don't get hit with any copyright laws or anything like that, I'm not going to play that, but it would be playing what's live on that radio station currently. Now, you can browse by location, so you can change the location to where it's searching for that music. So if you wanted Phoenix, you'd go through and it'd show you all the different stations for Phoenix there. You can also do radio by featured artists, so Bruno Mars, Kendrick Lamar, whoever you wanted there, you would just click on them. Again, it's going to start playing the music, but it's going to find you Ed Sheeran, and it's going to bring up latest releases, top songs, albums, related artists, so it gives you a lot of different information there, and then tells you where they're popular on different radio stations. We're going to again click back, and underneath the featured artists you have genres. So you got top 40, country, hip hop, news, talk, all these different genres there, and they actually have quite a big selection of genres. Now, of course, we're done with that radio tab. We're going to go ahead and click on playlists now. Now, you would think that under playlists it would have your playlists, but if you look at what it's telling us here, when you click on playlists, it says if you're looking for your playlist, you can find them in your library, which is what we already did. So they must have changed it at some point where that way all your stuff for your playlist shows up under library. I don't know why they didn't change the name of this category playlist to something different so you don't get confused, but that looks like that's what they're doing right now. So under the playlist here you have moods and activities, so workout, chill, party, road trip, focus, love, and sleep. So you have those different moods and activities. If you wanted to try to listen to a certain, I guess it'd be kind of a genre, but if you wanted to go and say you're working out and wanted to get certain music, we'd click workout. So when we click into that workout category, it gives you some other breakdowns. So 60-minute workout, 45-minute workout, 30-minute workout, workout hits, hip-hop pump-up, rock workout. I mean, it gives you a lot of different stuff. Let's just say we wanted to do some cardio, right? We click cardio. It's going to start playing the station. We're going to stop that. But it gives you a little information up at the top here. So slide this out of the way. So cardio, stay motivated with this high energy track. 2 hours and 17 minutes worth of playing. You can, of course, save the playlist or share the playlist. You can follow it, and then you can see all the different songs that are in this playlist here. Underneath that, you have decades. So you have now, you have the 2000s, 90s, 80s, 70s, 60s, and 50s. So they give you a lot of decades there to be able to listen to music from those times. You have featured playlists, which is going to be iHeart Radio Music Festival, Jay-Z, Hits Now, Newly Released. There's a lot of different featured playlists in here for you to listen to. And then under that, it's going to bring you right back to genres. So I'm not really sure why they have it in multiple locations, but these are going to be the same genres that they have under radio as well. And the last thing we have down at the bottom after playlists here is podcasts. So you can click the podcast button there. And it's pretty cool they have podcasts built in here. And there's a lot of different podcasts that I've seen. So when you first go in, you're under Browse, you have popular podcasts, and you can scroll through and see what all the different popular podcasts are. And then you can, of course, go listen to those podcasts. If you scroll down, you have featured podcasts, and it's going to give you some of those featured podcasts there as you scroll through. Then you also have topics. So if you wanted a certain topic, business and finance, comedy, crime, entertainment, food, games and hobbies, health, news, politics, they have a lot of different topics there for you to listen to podcasts. Now, along with the browse section, you also have your podcasts. So if you go ahead and click on your podcasts, any of the ones that you've saved are going to show up here. So I have a few podcasts that I've saved that are going to show up there. Now, what I also do like is, for example, one of the podcasts I have is Kiss 95.7 War of the Roses. So what that does is, if you like some of the segments on the radio stations, if they have them set as a podcast, you can listen to those. So if you're not familiar, the Kiss 95.7 War of the Roses, if you can't tune in and catch it when they do those, you can go back into their podcast and listen to them after the fact. So I kind of like that aspect of it if you're someone who's into listening to some of those things and just, can't catch it whenever they have them on at that time of day. So that's pretty neat as well. Then you can, of course, go into search, and you can search for, different podcast station songs, anything that you wanted to search for. So let's just say we want to search for Foo Fighters. So I'm going to slide this over here. So we search for Foo Fighters. It comes up with Foo Fighters. It comes up with songs. It comes up with some podcasts. So you have a lot of different options there. If we were to click Foo Fighters, it's of course going to start playing. We're going to end that. But it comes up with their latest releases, their top songs, their albums, related artists, popular on what radio stations. So it's pretty neat what it does there. Now, I'm going to actually jump back out of podcasts. I'm going to click back on For You. I'm going to slide this over here, and I'm going to click this search, and I'm going to see if it does the same thing here. Slide back over here. So we start typing in Foo Fighters. It brings up the top result again. Brings up artists. Brings up songs. Brings up playlists that have Foo Fighters in there and some other rock songs as well. And it brings up some podcasts. So it does a little bit deeper search if you do it through the search here versus when you're actually in one of those categories like podcasts. So a lot of cool things you can do. And then what I will show you is, let's say we did want the Foo Fighters. We went in there. I'm gonna stop that from playing again. It gives you a lot of options. You got the heart up at the top there. That allows you to basically favorite that station. You can share it. You can, of course, go down to the album, and you can click here. You can save that album or add that album to your playlist. You can go down to the songs. You can click it, and you can save that song or add that song to your playlist. And that's how you start building the custom stations and the custom playlists, and they start knowing what you like to listen to. So that's about it for the iHeartRadio All Access app on Android. So I hope you guys enjoyed this inside look at how the iHeartRadio app functions on Android. Alright guys, so here I'm going to show you how the iHeartRadio All Access app is going to function on Roku. Okay, so I have mine set that anytime I go to iHeartRadio on any of my devices, it picks up where I left off and starts playing what I was last listening to. So it did pull up Linkin Park Radio and start playing a song on there, which it just happened to be playing an Eminem song. But it does start picking that up. You can play and pause, so you can do that. And then of course it brought me back to the main menu here. So then on that main menu, you can of course hit play now. It shows you up in the top right what was currently playing. It gives you listen to stations just for you, and it's going to show you all the different stations that they're suggesting based on what you listen to and what things you've liked and things like that. You got your local stations, so it's going to be based on Dallas, where I'm currently living. You got your popular artists here as well, so you can go listen through that. So that's just going to be the home tab. Now I do like so far the way this is laid out a little bit more than the app on the Android TV or on Nvidia Shield. Now across the top there, you can click off of home, you can go to My Stations. So if we go back to My Stations here, it's going to load up. Still obviously shows you recently played. Still shows you what's playing in the corner there. You have favorite stations. So all the different stations that I've favorited here, it's going to have them across here. Recently played, things that I've recently listened to, whether it's actual radio stations or different bands that I've subscribed to here. It's going to have those. Then we go back up to the top, you have live radio. So it's going to show the local radio station 106.1 KISS FM. You can click to play that. So if I were to click play now, it's going to start playing. Alright, so I guess there are some ads in here, and they look like they're going to be video ads. I'm going to go ahead and skip through that. Okay, so that ad has stopped playing, and now it's going to start playing the radio station. Now, of course, that radio station is going to have advertisements on it because it's playing that radio station live. So, of course, it's going to have commercials. I don't like how on here it did play a video advertisement when I wanted to go into a radio station. I haven't seen it do that yet on either the Android application on the phone or on the Nvidia Shield. I haven't seen it do any of that yet. So I don't know if that's something just on Roku or not, but I really don't like that I'm paying a monthly fee for this service and that they're having that. Now, like I said, I'm okay with it having the ads in the actual radio stations because you're listening live, so that's okay. Now you do have where you can play and pause, you can scan through different radio stations, you can thumbs up, thumbs down, you can go over here and should give you some options here. So it comes up with similar stations, so if you want to change to a different station, you could do that. If we go ahead and click back, it brings us right back here. If we hit scan, it's going to scan through and find another radio station. We're going to go ahead and stop that. Now if we go back again, we're still at live radio here. If you go down, you got states. So there's international, and then of course all the different states. You can choose what state you want to listen to that radio station for. Underneath that, you got talk and radio, music and entertainment. So you can choose like different categories. Because I am from Connecticut, if we pop into Connecticut, we're going to have the different radio stations here. We're going to look for Hartford here. So we have all the different radio stations out of Hartford. So if we wanted KISS 95.7, we'd go ahead and click that.
Kids sense evil. Now, if my dog can only sense out the ladies that are looking to hook up with a married guy, we'd be all set. Please.
All KISS. KISS 95.7.
So you can see that you can get the radio stations there. So I think I like this app a little bit better than the way it's laid out on Android TV. I think it's a little bit more intuitive, but we're going to go back up to the top. And we're going to scroll over to genres. and you can go through different genres here, whatever you like to listen to. So that's going to be the genre section. That's all there is. The only other thing left up at the top is settings and search. So you can change your different settings of where you're logged into, things like that, and you can of course search for different artists. So just based on what it came up with on popular iHeartRadio, we can go ahead and click 303.
Black dress.
And there you go, it's going to start playing 303. So, I mean, I like the layout of this a little bit better than it is on the Android TV or NVIDIA device. But I still think on the actual Android app on the phones, you do have a lot more things you can do. I wish they would kind of make each app be similar to each other, so that way you don't have to try to get used to using different things and different versions of their apps. But this one I feel is a little bit better than on the NVIDIA Shield. So that's going to end the demonstration on the Roku. Okay guys, so this is going to be a demonstration of how the iHeartRadio All Access is going to work on Amazon Fire Stick. Now, I am an Amazon Prime subscriber. I'm not a huge advocate of the Amazon Fire TV or Fire TV Stick. I don't really like the full layout of it, but it was the first like smart TV-esque device that we purchased, and we use it in one of the rooms of our house. But I like a lot of the other ones better, but we're going to go ahead and test it out. So we're going to scroll through here until we can find the iHeartRadio application here. Looks like we have to go into all apps and find it here. And this is one of the reasons why I don't like Fire TV, because you have to go through all these different things to get what you want. There's iHeartRadio. Alright, so when it loads up here, it's going to have the For You column, like most of the other apps have showed that here, so it's going to be anything that they're suggesting for you here. Underneath that is the favorites. Those are going to be the radio stations that you have told them that you wanted to add to your list here. And then you just have the settings column. So that's going to be the same as we've seen it. It's a little bit more simplistic than we saw on Roku. Roku had a lot more options. It looks pretty much exactly the same, just more simplistic than on Roku. So of course, if we were to go and choose something here, let's go down here. Let's say we did Green Day. It's going to start playing that Green Day station here. We're going to go ahead and stop that, and just like previously, you can skip to the next song. You can already do, but you can already or you can add it to your favorites if you didn't already. You can thumbs up, thumbs down. If you click down, it's going to bring you right back to here. If you go back up, you can go back to where you were. Of course, back's going to bring you back to the search. So if we hit back, it's going to bring it right back here again. You do have your search up in the top right. Should work with voice, but I don't think my Fire Stick has the voice on this remote here. Appears it's a little slow to load it, but then it's going to bring up the keyboard for you if you wanted to search for something here. Let's just do a test search here. We'll do Kid Rock. So it's going to bring up the Kid Rock radio station, which features some other artists there. You got stations Rock the Cradle, and you got artists, which of course has Kid Rock Radio, Kid Rock Dog Radio, a bunch of other stuff that's got Kid Rock, Kid Rock Kids here, so it's going to have Kids Bop and other things like that feature Kid Rock songs. Of course, you have songs of his that you can go listen to. The Kevin Fox Show, not quite sure what that show is, but it does have that coming up here as well. So if we wanted Cowboy here, we could go ahead and click it. Very simplistic, but if you're just trying to get access to your stations and things like that, it does the trick. I'm using this Fire Stick in our home gym, so I mean, if I wanted to have a big screen image of the songs we want to listen to and play it through there, we have that option. Of course, you could just use your phone and stream it to a Bluetooth speaker as well. So, you know, you just have that option if you wanted to have it on your smart TV. Now, I did want to point out that I noticed after playing around with it for a little bit here that on the Fire Stick, it doesn't give you an option to play any of your playlists. So you do have, you know, your favorite stations that you can play if you wanted to hear that type of music, but you don't have your playlists, so you can't actually get access to specific songs. Even if I search for something, as we did here a few moments ago, we searched for Kid Rock, we clicked on songs, clicked Cowboy, and it didn't play that song. It played, you know, another Kid Rock song, I forget which one it was here, but it played that song. It didn't play the one that we clicked on. So you don't really have the option of getting specific music playing it through here, because if you add a specific song to your playlist, you can access that playlist on your phone, or at least on Android. And I believe you could get it on the Roku app. I don't remember if you could do it on the NVIDIA Shield, but I believe you can. But you don't have access to your playlist through here, so it's only going to basically be genres of music, if you will, and maybe some artists, you know, if you can get it to play their music. But I don't see a way to play specific songs through here. So as far as the iHeartRadio All Access experience on a Fire Stick goes, I'm not so sure that I like it. You know, if you are going to be using it, it, you know, may serve your purpose, but I think there's no reason for me to see all of this. It's not playing music videos or anything like that, so I would rather just queue up a playlist that I have on my phone and Bluetooth it to a Bluetooth speaker, or stream it to speakers I may have set up throughout the house or anything like that, versus going onto the Fire Stick, going to the application, going in here and just randomly playing music. I don't really think it's going to really suit my needs. I don't know if it would suit anyone else's needs, but there you have it. That's going to be the demo on the iHeartRadio All Access app for Fire Stick. Okay guys, so this is going to be the demo of how the iHeartRadio All Access works on an actual browser on the computer. Now, I'm actually just using Chrome here, just in case it works different on different browsers. I'm using Chrome. But when you get logged in here, this is what you're going to see. So you see everything up on the top here. They got some of their advertisements where you can win trips and stuff with iHeartRadio to the music festival here in Las Vegas. When you scroll down, you'll have listen to stations for you. So just like across all the other apps that we've demoed here, it's just going to be the radio stations that they're suggesting for you based on what you've liked and what you've told them you want to listen to and things like that. Recently played is going to have the radio station that you were recently listening to. So we got Papa Roach popping up here. So as you scroll down, you see all the different stations that they're suggesting to you because you like different things. So it'll say that it's suggesting to you this because you like soft rock, or you like classic rock, or you like dance, things like that. So that's going to be that. Now, if we go all the way back up to the top here, you're going to see this this banner. So we're currently on For You. We're going to go ahead and click over to My Stations. Now some of this is going to be familiar to what we've seen on some of the apps that we've actually demoed so far. So it does tell us here, podcasts have moved. You can find the following podcasts on the podcast page. So we're going to just close out of that. You have your saved stations. So some of the stations that we've saved are going to be popping up here. And I did notice over on the side, you do have a little like snippet for the For You category as well. Now if you wanted to see more, you can click the Show More link there, and it's going to show you some more of the saved stations. Then you scroll down, you got Recently Played. So things that we recently played. So as we've been demoing these, we've clicked on some things. So it's got Kid Rock 303, Z100, Dance Nation 90s, all the different things that we've listened to. And of course you can click Show More, and it's going to give you more of that. So if we scroll up to the top here, we got My Music. So under My Music is going to be songs, albums, artists. You can create new there. And then you have playlists. So the playlists that we've went over a couple times here are showing up here. You got live radio. So you can just filter through different live radio. It's pulling up for Dallas here for me. But you can filter through, and you can of course do genres, and then you can share that with other people as well. You got all the different stations there. Now we have the next tab over is going to be Artist Radio. So that's just going to be where you can actually click on the different artists there that you may want to listen to. And you can add them and things like that if you want to get them into your playlists or any of that. You can also filter by genre. Then the next tab over, you have Playlists. So those playlists are going to be, like we've seen before, you have Workout, Chill, Party, Road Trip. You can click over for more. Then you have the Decades. We've already went over that before on one of the apps. We have Featured Playlists. It doesn't seem like it's got any featured playlists in there currently. And then we also have genres. So those genres are going to be top 40, country, hip-hop, R&B, and so forth. So you got all those there. Then you do have a tab across the top that says genres. So if we go ahead and click on that. When you click on that genre tab, you have Find Stations by Genre. And you got alternative, Christian and gospel, and so forth. So you got all the different genres going down here. And it gives you some ideas of what radio stations are playing those genres there, of course, as well. And you can click onto those instead of clicking the genre itself. Now we also have across the top podcasts. So now we went over the podcast a little bit in one of the demos that we did. I believe it was for the Android operating system demo there for the phone. But you can do different topics of podcasts. It shows you which ones you're following currently. And then, of course, it's going to give you the different categories: business and finance, comedy, crime, entertainment. So you can really hone in on all the different podcasts that you may be interested in listening to. And then again, as we continue over the top row here, we got news. Now this is something new for us. We haven't seen news across any of the other platforms that we've tried out. So it's just in the website version here. And it's got some articles here that tell you what's going on with news in the music scene. And you can kind of go through and read stuff there. Now, what I will say though is, although they don't have this tab in the actual platforms that we went over, I did get an alert as I was doing one of the platforms. I got an alert on my phone with this article right here saying that the Linkin Park singer Chester Benjamin found dead. I never clicked on it to actually read further into it, but it did give me that. So they do have these news articles, I guess, going out through notifications and things like that. But when you access their full website, it does have the articles for you to go in and read here as well, if you're interested into that. Now I do notice that when I clicked that, it actually opened a new tab. And this new tab that it opened up has the bar across the top, but it breaks things down a little bit differently, and to get to more you have to click here. I don't know why it did that. That is a little strange. I'm going to go ahead and close out of that tab and go back to the original one here. Now if we click features, I guess the features also opens up another tab. So maybe these last 4 must open up new tabs here. Let's see what this iHeartRadio features is here. So Fresh Pick Mondays. Let's see what happens if we click on this. It looks like it's just more news articles and says Kesha, and so I'm honestly not sure what this Fresh Pick Monday is. I'd have to do a little bit more research on there, but it seems like it's just more advertisement than anything. I probably will never click into it, and that's probably why they don't have it on their other platforms here. We're going to close out of that tab, see what Events does here. So Events, again, opens up a new tab. You got iHeartRadio Events, so that's just going to let you know probably when you have all the iHeart things going on, so the music festivals and iHeart Summer Weekend and things like that. That's kind of cool to know when the events are going on if you wanted to go to one of these events. I think that is something that they should add into the app, and maybe some of the other ones as well, just so you can know what's going on with them if you're really into the music scene and you want to follow them. I think that'd be pretty neat. We're going to close out of that tab. Now we do have the more over here as well, which has contests and photos. Let's see what happens when we go to contests. So as you would assume, any of the contests that they're running for free tickets to the iHeartRadio festivals and things like that are going to show up in here. And then the last one is photos. So if we go ahead and click on photos, it looks like it's just going to be a bunch of different photo series or albums of anything to do with in the music scene. So if you wanted to scroll through and look at photos of those things, of maybe when they had festivals and stuff like that, you can go ahead and do so. But those last few tabs here, the news, the features, events, and more, I think the reason they open in new tabs is because they're really not things you would really use per se, and that's probably why they don't show them in their apps, is that they're not going to be music and live radio and stuff that you actually are concerned about. So that's probably why they keep those off to the side and don't have them really displayed anywhere. One thing I did want to touch on is throughout the whole time as I've been clicking through these different tabs and stuff up here, it's had the bar down at the bottom here that is shown what was last played. I can save the song, add to playlist, or remove the station. If it wasn't already there, it would say to save the station. You can replay, of course, play and pause. You can go to the next song. You can share. You can go to the artist, buy song, lyric. So that bar stays down there at the bottom the whole time while you're browsing around their website. So that way, if you're actually playing something as you're going through and looking at pictures or looking at events or whatever, that's going to stay there for you to interact with. So I do like that feature of it. That's pretty nice. I'm going to end our demo on the iHeartRadio All Access for the web version here. The web version does give you a little bit of extra stuff to click into. I don't know that it's all needed, but there you have it. That's the web version. Alright guys, well after using the iHeartRadio All Access for a little while, final thoughts are it's not horribly priced. It's pretty much in comparison to all the different subscription services, but we will continue to try out the other subscription services and see how those go in comparison to this one. Now, like I said, after trying it out for a little bit and trying it on the different platforms, it works the way you would think it would work. I do like that you can listen to any radio station at any time. If you're someone who wants to try to win free tickets for something, anything like that, and you're not always in your car, you can pop it into your phone and have some earbuds in and continue listening. So it is a pretty neat aspect of that. Or if you just move and you want to still be able to listen to your favorite radio station, you can do so. I like that aspect of it. Now, paying for it, I don't really think it's worth it per se. You can't really get specific songs. There are some times you may get lucky. You may type in a specific song, it may play that song, but 9 out of 10 times as I was searching across the different platforms, when I typed in an artist, although it brought up a song, I would click on it and it would build a radio station based off that song. It usually wouldn't play that song. Now, if a station does come across and play that song, you can click add to your playlist, or you can save that song and kind of download it to your phone. So that is a neat aspect there, but you may not be able to get a specific song right when you want that song like you can with some of the other subscription bases. So keep that in mind if that is something you're looking for, that it may not be for you. Now, As we tested out it across the different platforms, you'll see how I liked it on certain ones and didn't like it on other ones. But overall, I will say it's something neat if you do like to tap into the radio stations and you want to just have a little extra music here and there and kind of create some stations for yourself or some playlists for yourself. It does the job. Now, it is somewhat new for them, or at least the all access part of it is new for them, so it may be tweaked over time and it may get better, who knows. But as of right now, I think I would probably just keep the free version of iHeartRadio to tap into the radio stations, and maybe pay another subscription service for specific songs. I would like to have one app that does it all, but currently iHeartRadio All Access I do not think is the one. But you guys definitely check it out. There are some free trials, and I'm actually on a subscription right now where it's 99 cents a month for 3 months, and then it'll go up to the regular price after that. So you may jump in now while it's a bit cheaper, or while you can find a trial version there and test it out and see what you guys think. Alright guys, well, if you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it, please give it a big old thumbs up. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel right over here, and go ahead and ring that bell so that way you can get notified when new videos are posted. You can always make sure you leave your comments in the comment section down below, and make sure to go ahead and share this video with all your friends and your favorite social media platform. Of course, check out our previous videos across over here, and until next time guys, stay nerdy.